Hey everybody, it's me, DeoGenZ, here with another episode of Pokemon Potential. Sorry for this being a tad tardy, but I'll tell you what, do yourselves all a favor, and at least once in your life during the summer, head out to the Colorado sand dunes. That's where I was this whole weekend, and it was spectacular. But with that being said, the star of this show today is Cinncino. Cinncino is an interesting poke. It does what it does particularly well because of its ability, and had it not been for Skill Link, I really wouldn't see this being much of a competitive poke. Already you're not going to find it in the higher tiers just because of its base stats, but basically how this one functions is you're going to have the effort value set up similar to any offensive attacker. Any attacker that you want to get the jump on your opponents with speed, so that's why you'll max out your speed and your physical attack, because that's what Cinncino does best, as you can see by its base stats. So now that you know that, what is so great about its ability Skill Link? Well, what this does is it will link up moves that have the potential to hit 5 times consecutively. So things like Bullet Seed, Tail Slap, Rock Blast, all these moves have the hitting power combined of, I believe, a base of 125, but individually, they're not all that great. If you only get the luck of the draw, and Rock Blast only hits twice, well, I don't have exact figures for you, but I can tell you for sure it's not going to be as effective as a 125 Smackdown, which is something you can be assured of thanks to Skill Link. See, what Skill Link does is works in tandem with the 3 moves that are not U-turn to make sure that they hit the maximum amount of times. Most damage, most number of hits, and that's really all Cinncino does. I mean, you can do some swapping of U-turn for Thunder Wave, for knockoff, depending on how you want Cinncino to support your team, but other than this set, it's really slim pickings for this poke because it only has that ability to kind of rely on specific moves. And whenever you have a poke that does that, they're pretty much a niche player in that they don't really have a lot of other options. They don't have a vast move pool. I looked at some of the other things you could potentially do with Cinncino, but in the end, it just damage-wise, stats-wise, wouldn't make sense to initiate such a training sequence because Skill Link is there. So it's kind of like when you've got a poke that knows Rapid Spin. Not all pokes can, and when you've got one that you need specifically for support on your team to get rid of, say, arena traps, then that fills the niche perfectly. And similarly, Cinncino does the same for the Skill Link niche. So if you're curious of how Skill Link works, Cinncino is a great example of that, a prime specimen, if you will. Knockoff, of course, is there to mess up your foes' plans with item usage, which is very pivotal for many pokes. For Cinncino's items, it really doesn't matter as far as the item goes. I mean, you can potentially have somebody flinch with King's Rock. Life Orb is for those, again, who want to hit hard and hit fast and don't care about life expenditure. And I suppose you could attach leftovers to this thing, but it's not really bulky. So it's really probably going to be a waste of an item slot to do that. Maybe instead, since you already know that Cinncino only has one weakness, which that would be Fighting type, you can include that berry that powers down Fighting type moves. I honestly don't know what it's called. It's been a long weekend, so I apologize for that. But use Sorbet or Maryland or many of the other wonderful free resources like this one on the interwebs, because I swear, guys, if you compiled all the data that every Pokefan has come up with, it would be a massive Pokepedia. Anyway, just saying. So I've been DeoGenZ, hoping you enjoyed this short but sweet episode that shows you how Skill Link works. This is Cinncino. Let me know if you've battled with him below. I think he's just absolutely adorable and I want a plushie of him. but as far as battling goes, I don't really see myself using him all that much. So let me know below if you want a chance to win a shiny every 10 episodes of this series. Be sure to share all the episodes of Pokemon Potential, and each share that you do will enter you in another token for the shiny giveaway. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and in the meantime, I will see you next week.